apartment where my brothers and I dwelt, I could hear Brubeck and him in a duet. In 1976, I bought a copy of A Chorus Line after seeing the musical. The show immediately spoke to me. The harsh judging, the self-doubt, the final triumph. The songs were memorable. I hope I get it. What I did for love. And I loved them. Soon my father was playing them too. Back went the throw arm, down plopped A Chorus Line on top of Brubeck. One singular sensation. He even whistled the songs. Every once in a while, my mother, or was it me, would put one of the two side-by-side by Sondheim records on the spindle and let it drop. Songs with names like You Must Meet My Wife, Being Alive, and Another 100 People would play then in the living room, spinning on top of the gyrating pile. These were witty, intricate, self-conscious tunes that got at life not through the front door, but through a side window in a way that was new to me. Another 100 people who got off of the plane and are looking at us, who got off of the train. I soon understood that Sondheim's songs were special in ways those from A Chorus Line were not. True, they weren't as easily singable and definitely not as whistleable. Nor did his characters sing to express overwhelming emotions or resolve simple doubts the way Cassie and Diana did in A Chorus Line. Instead, Sondheim's characters were made of doubt, of missteps, of ambivalence. Marry me a little. Side by side, by side. This complexity extended to the music itself, which Sondheim filled with tricky rhythms and harmonic improbabilities. Soon the songs in A Chorus Line seemed overbright to me, trying too hard to win my affection. The liner notes for Side by Sondheim suggested that Company had not been a success at first in its London run in 1972 because it was too New York for Londoners, and added cleverly that the same had been true of the original Broadway show 2 years earlier, that it was, in fact, almost too New York for New Yorkers. The musical revolves around a quintet of couples trying to persuade their single friend Bobby to commit despite their own mixed feelings about marriage. That group of arch, insecure, promiscuous frenemies, could that have been life there then? Even in my mid-teens, I knew it was. Sondheim's music captured perfectly the New York I grew up in, with its graffitied subways and pot-filled parties, its uncertain adults and its adult children. By comparison, A Chorus Line often felt to me like just an out-of-towner's idea of Manhattan. Over the next 4 decades, I never got over my sense of having a unique connection to Sondheim, that he was, in some way, writing to me. In high school, I was in a production of West Side Story, in a non-singing part, luckily for the audience. In my late teens, 20s, and 30s, I saw his shows whenever they were performed. Sweeney Todd and Passion, and revivals of Merrily We Roll Along and Company. My 30s also included a CD of Assassins that I listened to over and over. Through all those years, he was the only living show composer whose work I cared about, even the only one I could name. But it's also true that I did many other things. I went to college, graduated, went to work, met my wife, had 2 children, had a dog that grew old and died, became a writer, and wrote 2 books as well as profiles of lots of people who did lots of remarkable things. A chef, a neuroscientist, a curator, a pianist, a chess champion, an environmentalist, and a passel of novelists. Each interested me fiercely in turn. Otherwise I could not have written about them. Still, I never forgot Sondheim or the album with his gracile signature. Then, in late 2016, I saw Sondheim's name on a list of prospective profile subjects at The New Yorker, where I was now a staff writer. According to the memo, the composer and lyricist had a new musical coming out based on 2 movies, one from the 1960s, the other from the 70s, by the surrealist director